back to me. Or I really love that phrase or words. What part of your own story did writing that chapter force you to look at honestly?
Wow, yeah. So that encapsulates everything, I think, my journey in general, you
Yeah,
know, my own health struggles. Yeah, I went through some trauma myself, and um, I think during that time, I lost myself. Um, I was studying at the time, and I think I always knew I wanted to do something great. And one thing was to write a book about what I was going through and what I'd been through. But I feel embrace, look, back to me, the journey back to me is about how I've come to where I am now to tell the stories I can tell, and how
okay,
I'm here as a person to help others, to be that person to, to understand where they've come from, because I've probably been there myself, with all the journey I've experienced too. So that's really where that comes from. My childhood experiences with childhood, the domestic home, my relationships out of that, my transitioning from the teenage years into my 20s,
okay,
all of that transition, all those real pinnacle parts of my womanhood, where I doubted myself, where I was scared, where I wasn't sure of what I was doing, where I knew I wanted to be, where I wanted to be, but how I was going to get there was the other thing. And I think writing the book is pretty much about that. And it's a reminder, it's a bit of a collection, a memoir of what I've been through. And I'm still growing. I'm at the trajectory, still growing myself,
yeah,
So some of that's hard to write. Some of it's not easy to write. And some of it I have to leave. I have to just set aside, because it
too much
has,
pain.
it can be painful.
Okay. Have you ever had a client whose physical symptoms completely resolved? No protocol, no supplement. Once the emotional root cause was addressed. So, in very brief, if you can let me know, like, did he have a client like this?
So not everybody wants to go on supplements and herbs and things like that. I've worked with clients just to look at food as medicine, but mainly to look at connecting the dots for the nervous system. So sometimes it's not even that, it's just doing nervous system work with them,
Okay.
just to help them, just to get them to back home to their body, because they're in a state of fear or anxiety, or they're in a complex state. And I've worked with them in doing some healing modalities together, to bring them back to health, and it works well. It's a long process. It's a longer process, obviously, but I think if part of my work is for the person to feel that they can relate to me, and that they also feel safe with me. You so that's the thing. That's where that safety and making sure that they feel comfortable is part of that protocol. If we're not going to use nutraceuticals or supplements or herbs or anything else for
Yeah.
healing, yeah.
Alrighty. So, Sharon, was there a moment where you genuinely doubted whether embrace functional medicine and holistic health would survive? Where you thought that maybe this vision too far ahead of its time? What kept you
Yeah.
going?
Great question, that one, Ravi.
Hmm.
So true, because initially Embrace was to be born just before COVID started. So
Okay.
where are we? 2020, 2019, 2020. I was operating as the holistic health and wellness coach.
Okay.
That was my other business. So I had envisions for Embrace at that time, about March of 2020, and we went into COVID.
Yeah.
That time lapse, that whole lockdown. So Victoria went into the longest lockdown, I think, in the world. We had the longest lockdown.
How long?
We were in lockdown. It seemed like it dragged on forever. I mean, the 2020, we're going into 2021. It was months and months and months.
Okay.
We were in lockdown for. That brought up a lot of self doubt. I'd stopped my business. I was working, sort of doing Zoom, sometimes telephone health coaching. People were scared. People had gone down with the whole COVID virus.
Yeah.
Health perspective had changed. Everybody was watching the TV. Everybody was listening into social media, the narrative that was happening at the time. So people weren't trying to vest any interest in alternative health. So I thought, oh my gosh, I want to start my business. How is it going to happen under this pressure? And that was too long a time for me to really think about. Well, I've done it before, and I really wanted Embrace to start to take off. You know, it became a bit of a questionable time for me in relation to how I thought it was going to sort of get off the ground. I knew there was potential there. I loved the idea. It was always going to happen, but I thought trust. You know, it was just a like divine intervention. The timing was really off for that. And a lot of people I know who were starting businesses at the same time I had basically fallen under with it and have closed that since.
So they succumb under pressure.
Absolutely, yeah. You know, a lot of businesses have folded as a result of that. You know, we've been, you know, and that lockdown was so long, not having an income for so long, not being able to, you know, if you're not an essential worker here in Victoria and you were relying on working in the office, in a business like mine and the next person who were relying on customers or clients coming in,
Yeah.
it was very hard to survive. So you questioned it. I started to question my career goals, but I didn't want to accept that I would do anything else. So I'm kind of a fighter. If you tell me I can't do something, I'll be very tenacious and keep going with it.
I like the word fighter, the way you say fighter.
I'm a fighter.
Oh, fighter.
I'm a
Yeah,
fighter,
I
mate.
love it.
I'm a
I
fighter.
love that Aussie. I love Aussie accent for some reason. I don't know why, but that's the way it is. That's a good answer. I think you've been very brave. You've been very, you know, I reckon you've got this never give up attitude. That is what it is. I reckon because of that, you survived because you didn't succumb under pressure. Others did
Yeah,
because you had that extra bit. I want to get it done, and I
yeah,
will, and you did,
yeah,
and you
yeah.
did. So good on you, Sharon. Good on you.
Thank
Alrighty.
you.
Sharon, I know people have opinions about healthcare, whether it's going good or bad or ugly or whether it's failing. So what I want to know is if you had 10 minutes in a room with every GP in Australia, what is the one thing you would tell them that they are getting wrong, totally wrong?
Stop over medicalizing and start proper symptom management. Stop providing a pill for every ill. Listen to your patient because we're over
Bang on.
medicalized. Yeah.
Bang on, I reckon. And that's not only specific to Australia. I reckon everyone, all the GPs around anywhere in on this planet, they need to listen to this. This is what needs to be done. It's not about money. It's not about medication. It's not about being expert in their field. It's about knowing your patient deep down. That is what it is. All right. So you believe healing should feel human, and you did. Yet, artificial intelligence, health apps, algorithms, driven diagnostics, they are the reshaping medicine faster than most people realize. What does the soul go in a world of algorithm?
Oh, look, I mean, you just go on your social media now and there's algorithms everywhere. I mean, I think there's particular age groups that are more sort of susceptible to being mass marketed by these algorithms that are, like.
Because there's a false narrative about everything.
Absolutely, there is. Yeah. I mean, if perimenopausal women are the first ones. They're mass marketed by, being meno washed, pod washed, pink washed.
Yeah.
They say to me, it's driving me nuts because the algorithm's coming up so much, selling me things and confusing me, and I don't know what to do now. It's actually providing me lots of stress and anxiety and pressure. I don't know, like this biohacking in health too. I mean,
So, what are the red flags for this? What people need to be watching, and what are the red flags for it, so that they don't do it or they don't follow it?
yeah, absolutely. A swipe. I think change your searching around. Maybe, you know, sometimes those algorithms can be quite persistent. I think maybe look at different referencing or wording when you're looking for something. Really be mindful. Is it too good to be true? If it is, then it might be just, might be caca. It's not.
Yeah.
It's too good to be true. Some people will be on, oh, look, if I take one supplement, it's going to fix everything attitude, because that's what they're being sold, and I think that's what the medical industry is trying to sell. It's trying to sell very quick fixes. And we're not a quick fix. And a lot of these, if I swipe through now and have a look on my my socials and see what's coming up on as I'm scrolling. There are a lot of quick fixes. There's a lot of huge money making
Business.
businesses that want my business. They want me to buy that supplement. They saw I was looking at a hair supplement, and now what's being thrown at me is 1,000 other different hair supplements and hair things. So it's really frustrating, and it's exhausting for women in my age group. I did an event not long ago. Women in my age group walked in. They were exhausted. They got to this event.
What do you say? My age group. You look very young, to be honest. I don't say that. I'm sure you're very young. So yeah, you look young. You look good. So yeah, I'm sure people would resonate with you on this.
Thanks, Ravi.
And don't tell me your age. I'm not asking for your age. I shouldn't be asking. So I'm not going there. I'm not going there. Before we wrap this up, Sharon, I want to give you a moment to speak directly to the people who need to hear this most. There is someone listening to you right now, anywhere on this planet. They are exhausted. They have been dismissed by doctors. They're scrolling at midnight, wondering if anyone actually gets it. What do you say directly to them?
Ravi, can you ask that question again for me, please?
Okay. So, someone like me, all right, I'm totally exhausted.
Yeah.
I've been to many doctors and they dismissed me saying everything is all right. Now, I'm scrolling something at midnight wondering if anyone actually gets what I'm going through, the pain, the trauma. So, very brief, what do you say directly to them right now?
I don't accept being gaslit by your medical professional. Okay, there's no hierarchy between your medical professional and yourself. You should be on par, right? If you feel you're being swiped past and they're saying everything's okay, ask questions, seek another practitioner, right? Don't settle for that's it. In terms of you then resorting to social media to get the answers, try to not do that because it's not going to be in your best interest. My advice is that you see a health professional who is going to look at you for you, have a look at the underlying causes, at the root cause, and give you the best protocol to suit you, a bespoke protocol. So really looking at your work, your blood work, and ignoring all the fluff that's happening in social media, that's happening. We're doom scrolling once again. It's not giving us the answers we need. It's just falsifying the belief that we have, that, well, it's trying to say this can make you feel so much better, take it, and all your problems will disappear instantly. That's not the case. It takes work. Looking after yourself, health isn't something that we just do once, one morning and one night of it. It takes work. It takes commitment. And yes, supplements and herbs and things like that are very important, but don't disregard lifestyle, your food, your sense of security and space, your safety. We've got to take into consideration everything. When I was studying in high school, we had Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the top of the pinnacle. We have to look at self-actualization, right? That's the top. We need to take into consideration self and spare yourself from all the drama that's happening online. But I say to people, if you are not feeling supported by your practitioner, find someone that's going to listen to you and really get to the bottom of what's going on, because you don't have to feel so blah.
That's right. That is so deep and informative. Whatever you just spoke about, I reckon they don't need to stop. They need to keep on talking with someone where they feel that, okay, this is the person. It could be a GP or it could be a person like you, where they could go and share their pain, and they know that this person is listening.
Yes.
And eventually there would be something for that person.
Yes.
So, coming to the last question, Sharon, and all of this one, what is the thing you're building right now that scares and excites you in equal measure?
Look, that's an interesting one. Look, I'm not great with IT.
Okay.
I am kind
All
of.
the Indians are. I am.
Are you good? You're
I'm
good.
bloody good. I've got 24 years in IT.
Oh,
I'm bloody good in IT.
I have this CRM I can't really work. I probably need to devote some time to it. That's probably off the record here.
So I'll take that off. But what scares you and what excites you about whatever you're building right now?
Look, I want to branch out into education. I want to get up on stage and I want to be able to empower women in massive numbers. So I'm doing what I'm doing one-on-one with clients, but my ultimate goal is to get out there and empower women and men in the masses. So I want to get out of eventually what I'm doing in this comfort zone, which I love. I love my space here in the clinic, but I really want to branch out and really speak truths about what's going on in the health industry, what's happening, why are we being so misled in the health industry, and just really taking that leap to give women and men the information they need and deserve to have. It's probably scares me to travel to do that. And it's just because I'm a girl that loves, I'm kind of like a homie. So to get out there is might be a little bit daunting for me. But I know it's something.
Online, this could be done, you reckon?
It could be, definitely. But I'd love to engage the masses in person. Like, I'd love to have that. I mean, I used to sing I'd sing in a band and I'd be, there was the odd audience or whatever, but more than that, I want to sort of
Yes,
have
the
that
same here.
connection.
All right.
Yeah, a little bit,
Your
yeah.
favorite, your favorite band ever? Name it right now.
Guns N' Roses.
Can't believe this. No, Sharon. Oh, I'm such a big Guns N' Roses fan.
Wow.
Axl Rose Slash.
Yes.
Can't
Here is
believe
the
this.
best
Can't believe this.
guitarist. Yes.
I have seen Slash performing. I think it was at Opera House, if I'm not
Oh,
wrong.
he's
And I've
amazing.
seen doing the same thing in London with
Yeah.
Axl Rose.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't believe this. Oh man.
We share a
Uh,
common
Common Guns N'
interest.
Roses.
Yeah.
I've got a T-shirt. I don't know where it is. It's all about Guns N' Roses. All their songs written.
Oh,
And
wow.
a sweet child of mine, November rain, you could be mine. Blah blah blah. I don't remember now all the names. Oh, I can't believe this.
Yes.
I need to talk on. I'm going to make a separate podcast on this.
Let's do that,
Guns N'
Ravi.
Roses. Guns N'
Yes.
Roses. Definitely. All right, Shine. This has been a genuinely one of those conversations I'll be thinking about for a while. The way you hold both the science and the humanity of this work is very rare. And I think people who find you are incredibly lucky. Thank you for your honesty and your passion and for making this so rich. I appreciate you.
Oh, thank you
All
so
right,
much, Ravi. Thank
we are
you.
done and dusted. Hang on, don't go it. I'll stop the recording, which I need to.